Namaste, Big Cat, Grand Rising. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in, come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Planetary energies are: the second quarter moon in Sagittarius creates a T-square with the Virgo sun and Neptune's retrograding in Pisces. Good golly and gosh, that means what? Stress, and frustration is afoot, causing you to argue with others. Tongue wrestling, Big Cat, really? I see. Fascinating. Take a step back for a moment of clarity before saying something you will regret later. Remember, Big Cat, the wisest person in the room is the one that is silencio. Take a deep breath and choose your words wisely, darling dears. Some people you tell not to come back really don't. Remember I told you that. Fist bump. Right, let's press on at a hot trot. Let's get a runestone. See what's going on for you. We have Taiwas, darling dears. When it's this way, it's on its way to up. When it's that way, it's on its way to down. So it's on its way to up. Taiwas is represented by the Justice card in Tarot in the upright. This is about you being courageous, standing in your authority, but taking the time to be rational and analyze situations. Balance it up. Taiwas is represented by the numbers 11 as well as 17 and the letter T. The 7th house is ruled by the 7th house, which is Libra energy, darling dears. The house of contractual relationships. It's about your marriages, friendships, business partnerships. It's about cooperation, but it's also the house of what? Open enemies, darling dears. Patience is being gifted to you at this moment in time, but whether you use it or not is key. Because, you know, as a human being, you can be fallible, darling dears. Your anger at one person could be taken out on someone else. And maybe that someone else won't take it, darling dears. Make sure that the anger is directed at the right person, place, or thing, lest you lose something that you can't afford to lose. Right. Let's press on at a hot trot. Let's get the ancestral message around this. Ancestral message for the big cats. Ancestral message. Base of the deck. We've got fire energy, darling dears. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Rise of the Phoenix. This is a new beginning. Rebirth of you, darling dears. Coming through some kind of consequence or situation. For some, this rebirth of you is a rude awakening, creating all sorts of traumas in their life. They are there, steady studying you, darling dears, and they'll never graduate. Why? Because you're a big cat. And you go from what? Platform to platform. Why? Because you're ibex. If there's a crack, you don't fall back. First card, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You are responsible, darling dears, for many things. This also speaks about you using your psychic abilities. We've all got them, but you are utilizing yours to your benefit. It also speaks about High Priestess energy is about you being mysterious, keeping your own counsel. It also speaks about someone being extremely secretive around you, darling dears. You thought there was a trusted confidant, but they have their own secrets. Remember I told you that. This is somebody who always comes with a listening ear, but never what? A running mouth, especially about their own business. But something is definitely coming towards you, darling dears. You took the initiative in a situation. For others, if you had a fertility issue, you're going to get the answer to that over the next few days, darling dears. Utilizing your feminine power. Women, read emotions, darling dears. They read energies. Whilst men go for the logic. This is using your feminine energy to discern the situation. Realize that you are surrounded at this moment in time by open enemies. Why? Because you dared to be a big cat. How about that? They can put that in their pipe and smoke it. And go from the middle. Yeah, dedicated, darling dears. You was dedicated to whatever path you've chosen to take. The path that gave you the what? The least resistance. Why? Because you was on the right one. Tai was in the upright. Speaks about the balance that you've created in your life, darling dears. You was faithful in a situation that you wanted peace and balance in, darling dears. But intuitively guided to leave because of an open enemy. You read the room. Dedication also speaks about an altar. Somebody has what? Struck up an altar or put something on an altar in your name. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Remember, I told you that. When you dig a grave for one, you must dig one for yourself. Why? Because you're protected and secure. We see the energy of the three by the three windows, darling dears. The numerology of the three speaks about you being your authentic self. This is what has created the growth. Continue to express your true authentic self, darling dears. It also speaks about a group setting. You're going to get some kind of recognition or some upliftment within a group setting. Remember, I told you that. The number 3 is ruled by Jupiter as well as Neptune energy. You are highly creative, and it also says that you're going to be excelling in a group situation using your creativities, maybe your communication skills, maybe you're an artist, or how you carry out your je ne sais quoi is artistic, darling dears. There's only one you, darling dear, and you are unique. Be unapologetic about that. Securing of a new home, or even securing your own self, your mental health. And look, what did I say about this is the first time I've seen it, the baby issue. But the baby here, somebody who's having fertility issues will have the answer to that within the next few days. I'd never noticed this baby before. Everything reveals itself at the right time. Something about zeal or zealous. You got someone who's zealous that's watching you, darling dear. You say stalker, I say fan. Nothing like a what? Fan to pay the closest attention to you, darling dears. They're almost in a position to tell someone that you had corn the night before. Why? That's how closely they're watching you, darling dears. We have the Watchtower of the West. Lean in, big cat. Lean in, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is the rebirth of you because of the inner work that you've done, darling dears. This is about you having gone after what you truly want. You asked yourself, what do you want? You looked in the mirror and asked yourself what you truly wanted, darling dears. This is why you was intuitively guided to be what? Focused in removing yourself and securing your own security, darling dears. Yes, baby, nothing like a bit of self-sufficiency to what? Pour oil, right, on any of their what? Wickedness. So it's what? As slippery as them. Yeah. You are graduating cum laude. That's Latin, darling dears. For with honours from a situation that you're dealing... Come on, bestie, come on. You're dealing with people that's got atikiphobia. They feel they're not good enough. Low vibing, low self-esteem, darling dears. So they'll do everything, including setting up an altar in your name, writing your name somewhere. But no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You don't have a paw in a fight. Give it to God, darling dears. Boomerang season is afoot. Remember, I told you that. What you wish for others is what you wish for yourself. Why? Your subconscious mind can only hear your thoughts. No matter what, who did what to who on what day, right? Your subconscious mind can only hear your own thoughts. So be careful what you wish onto someone else. The plans and plots they had for you, darling dears, they should have made a bigger plan and plot for themselves. Reaping the repercussions. Let's get a deck and dive in. I'm going to use the Light Seer deck. On the base of the deck, you've got the Magician. those badass alchemist ways. Posh clap. It speaks about travel. The magician is ruled by Gemini, so your communication is off the chain because you have what? A con person, a con man, a hoodwinker that's going to try and approach you, darling. This person is extremely manipulative. They are what? They are a snakeskin oil salesman or woman, darling dears. They've got that silver tongue. Yes, baby, the silver tongue of skullduggery. Someone who's a lying liar. They're a thief and a hoodwinker, darling dears. Somebody's going to try and confuse you with multitasking or putting many offers in your way, darling dears. But every single one of them is what? An iron balloon. Be careful of being hoodwinked, darling dears. Hoodwinked. When we see the magician, it's about messages. Pay attention to the messages that come up, darling dears. Just going to do a freestyle and see what else is going on. As you was dedicated, listen to your intuition. Realize that you was responsible for your life. What's it this? Yeah, world card. Someone's got unfinished business with you. And again, it highlights you being watched by the mouth-breathing what? Hillbilly investigators, darling dear. Sputnik is their name. Children of the Corn is their game. Yeah, world card. Unfinished business, but it also speaks about you not having closure in a situation. Many times you've got to be okay with the closure and no healing, because you can't get closure with those that are unhealed, that are still living within their madness and mayhem, and they want you to be a cohort. No, blood, you better rebuke that within it, with all that's within you. That is big cat and ibex. Someone's got unfinished business with you, or you with them. Yes, they feel left out in the cold. A full-on Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. This is someone that you lost a lot of money with. It could also speak about losing your common sense, your flip-flop, darling dear. This person wanted you to feel stuck in the rinse and repeat of a cycle. Never-ending cycle. It also speaks about somebody ignoring you, darling dears, because they've been what? They've been tagged, and you know they're it. Toe tag them, darling dear. You toe tag them when you realize their intentions, their true intentions towards you. This person is crying into their fist, darling dear. Luke. They might cry into their fist. Yeah. Luke 22:62. Peeping peeper. Look. Watching you, darling dears. Watching you. Page of Wands. Clarify the Page of Wands before I comment on it. Yeah. Ace of Cups. This is someone that you gave your heart to quickly, darling dears. Why did you do that? Because you wasn't meeting the real person, blood. Hey, ooh, child. You didn't know them to be whom they truly are. Not until now, darling. There's nothing like what? The 2020, but it always comes on the back end. After having learned such lessons, after being dedicated to wanting to secure your everything, because your everything was at risk, especially your hairline, your edges, blood, bruh, or sistrine. They was at risk by Pennywise, son or daughter. You rushed into a situation, this person looked good. Maybe it was a sexual attraction, darling dear. Maybe he was lonely at that time. Yeah. Your life felt like you was on a hamster wheel, and this person, Page of Wands energy, comes in dynamic, darling dear, interesting, all over you like white on rice. You went into a love situation, a full-on relationship, without reading the room. Yeah, you thought everything was going to be happy. The Page of Wands, in the upright, I might add, is also a messenger. A messenger that you have to continue to what? Trust your vision in the situation. You will have new passions, right? And you will love again, darling dear. You will be happy again. But the situation that you went into, it was a lesson for you to learn. What's this unfinished business? Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. This is some kind of agreement that you had with someone, darling dear. You could have been married to this person. This person has unfinished business with you. They're disappointed. They're right at that place called regret, which is not remorse. The difference between a Judas and a Peter. Yeah, this fool, this folio. Yeah. They took all kinds of what liberties with you, darling dear. Base of the deck, Knight of Pentacles. They expected you to what? Continue to be low forever. For air. Why? Because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. They didn't think the other shoe would drop. Right? What's this? It was a love situation, darling dear. They thought you'd stay hooked on them forever. Right? This person, these people, this situation, extremely disappointed, feeling left out in the cold. And it also speaks about financial woes. And you know this, Queen of Swords. You had to get your finances back on track, your mental health back on track when you left that situation. Because you was all up in your head over the things that they said and did, darling dears. And you understood that this weight was too heavy for you. You had to what? Pack light. The Knight of Wands packs light. Trust me on that, blood. The Knight of Wands packs light. Why? You have to what? Compartmentalize. Not forget what happened, darling dears. But understand certain things that are done to you is their karma to deal with, not yours. It's not what happens to you, darling dear. It's how you react to what happens. Yeah, Five of Swords, you was all in your head. But you had to be cold-blooded when you cut off certain people out of your life, right? And your block game had to be for the gods. Spiritually protected, your head and shoulders above. You realize the wounded in a situation, but it's also your spiritual strength, which was your rod and your staff, which protected you. I've seen a lot of dull yellow in the background from people that would love to come with a cup of opium. There's many people that would like to apologize to you. Knights, darling dear, knights. Something to do with a night? Something happened in the night? Yeah. King of Wands with a what? A narc who does not have a certificate from a psychologist, a counselor, or an exorcist. They don't have no certificate. This is somebody who's extremely controlling, darling dear, right? Emotionally manipulative. If you had a family with them, nobody was happy in that household. You have new love coming towards you, darling dears, but it all starts with self, right? Equal give and take, Six of Pentacles. Be in expectation mode, darling dears, because you decided you weren't going to be a tree. The globe is talking about movement. This bus is talking about the travel. You've done a lot of spiritual travel, darling, but you've grown so much. We've now got what? The Knight of Wands. This is fickle energy that's coming through, darling dears, King of Pentacles, because they see your loyalty and they would love to get it back. But this person or people are drama-filled. They haven't changed one bit. This is why your block game must continue to be what? For the gods. A block party, darling dears. Keep your bubble, especially to past persons. Clarify the Sun card. Look at this. It came out on the Strength card. Somebody wants you to argue with them. Listen, they've got what? Demonic attachments, darling dears. This is somebody whom when you left them, darling dear, your power grid shut down on them, darling dear. Nothing is working for them. They can't find a stable relationship. Listen, what's happened in their life is more than tongue can tell. They'll never tell you the truth, right? This person's created what? Generational curses. If you've got progeny with this person or people, darling dears, remember, you are the sole parent and they are watching you. It doesn't matter what the other parents did, whether they're there or not. They're watching you and your behaviors. Divine is telling you that this was part of your destiny to go through this, but it's also part of your destiny to overcome. Let's do these on the ne'er-do-wells, the stalkers. Listen, baby, bestie, oi, nobody watches you closer than someone that effed you over and you said, get out. Basura, you raccoon-eyed. No, not just raccoon, you're a raccoon. Yeah, and they got raccoon eyes now, yeah. Too busy people what you've got going on, lurking with the loitering eyes. Why are they lurking and loitering? All you did was focus on you, listen to your intuition, go within, learn yourself. Listen, they're watching you because you're single and independent. And every time they peep, Pentacles speaks about online, social media, people telling them things. It's all looking like you're good. If you got progeny, everybody's happy. This person wanted you to need them, but you found your self-worth. You found you, big cat. You dedicated yourself to understanding you. And you can, the best way to do that is with your birth natal chart, darling dears. to know you to the core. What's this? Yeah, you live rent-free in their head, blood. Hey! And they need to stop spying. It's making them nervous and anxious. Living rent-free in their head. Listen, they are bitter. And somebody's really upset that you didn't want their cup of opium and cognitive dissonance. You saw 2020 on the counter. You got the 2020 about them, the devil's most diligent worker, and you said, not today, Satan. You're not getting yourself involved with this person who is, yeah, they're addictive, darling dears, but they're addicted to debauchery, to low vibing, to controlling, to blame shifting, darling dears, to multiple sexual partners. Good God. No. This person is bitter about the choice you made in the past. Single and independent, knowing your worth, focusing on your own gangster, being dedicated. This person is dedicated to what? Bringing you down. I see the devil card in reverse. How far are they prepared to go? Let no weapon formed against you. Right? This is energy that you... Listen. Whatever they try to do to you, darling dears, is being sent back to the returner. Remember, I told you that right now. This is the Knight of Pentacles. It means it's coming in right now. Being returned to sender. Yes. Queen of Swords in the upright now. You're being protected, darling dears. And you are also being advised not to re-engage with any of these people. Disengage. Right? Law number 10 of the 40 laws of power. Happy, unlucky and unhappy. Right? Karma, not being discriminatory and all that. Sharing in other people's karma. When you see people going through things, you got to leave them to it, darling dear. You don't know what they did in this life or a past life. You got to leave them to it. Who are you to interrupt the ministrations of the Most High? Bestie, oi. Yeah, they would love to come back and offer up to you, darling dears, but they haven't changed. This person or people are obsessively jealous of you, right? They're in a destabilized foundation. They're not even doing health checkups. They could also have an illness on its way, not just of the cranium kind, darling dear. A physical illness. Pentacles is about the physical body. This body is in the reverse, darling dears. They're upset that they can't control you anymore. They can't. There's nothing they can do to heal the situation. Because, listen, Queen of Swords, Siley, coming through with a roundhouse punch, darling dears. Yeah, and not from a bowl. You don't love the live here. It will. Nope. You don't want their friendship, right? Listen, your loyalty is for your future partner or person. This is about you being patient. This is about you mastering your emotions. It took some time. Some time could be as much as 3 years, darling dears, for you to really get over a circumstantial situation. And again, look, for you to get over what they did to betray you. The lies, the gossip. Because these simpletons have to get people to what? Gang up with against you. That goes to show how powerful you are. I bex. And they are vexed. Because what they plan for you is on them. Toxic situations, pulling in more toxic situations. Some of them are trying to move away from a situation and they're stuck in a karmic cycle. They're stuck. This is about you controlling those emotions, getting over the betrayal. You did that. But you had God and a plan. Law number 29, the Wendy Williams. You planned all the way to the end. They didn't expect the back end. This is why they cry. This is their face now. Listen. Let that bad juju stay with them. Yeah. Outrageous, darling dears. What else? What else do we need to know? This is a new beginning for you, darling dears. Single and independent, solo, dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole. Whatever you cut off or cut out of your life, darling dears, it was the right thing for you to do. This card is a card that's turned over. Yeah. sowing the right seeds, darling dears, making the right investments, waiting for the right partnerships, the right friendships. You have to remember, a seed grows in silence. It's only a tree falling that makes the big noise, darling dears, and they are falling. Trust and believe. This new you, hey, the new you, the transformed you, the you that's faced the fire and was not found lacking because you was prepared to face yourself. Because you are always the common denominator in every circumstance and situation, for good or bad. Let's get some pink cards. Single and independent. Wow. Nine of Pentacles speaks about how long you've been staying away from drama, darling dears. Focusing on your achievements. You've created a new level of self-discipline. You're creating spiritual and material security for yourself. Making the right choices. Cultivating the seeds you've sown. You made me feel like nothing, darling. Well, what did they make you feel like? Bestie, oi, what did they make you feel like? They said they feel like nothing. Yeah, what did I say? You had to use your intuition and discernment to get you up from under. Right? Because these people would like to come back and start an argument. Right? Some of them are even going to try and go ghost in order to get you to contact them again. No, blood, focus on your own garden. Your Nine of Pentacles, right? You never needed them. You wanted them. That's a big difference. Now they're amongst people that need them. And imagine if something big and shinier comes along, they're going to go to the next person without a backward glance at them. You wanted them. Now they see the difference. It's always once they get to the nosebleed section, darling dear, with the plastic seats. What's this? You just want to access to my limitless resources. Listen, that's all they want. Right underneath the what? Seven of Peas, the seeds you're sowing. Can you see this? Oh. Yeah. I know my handwriting's getting a bit sketchy, but when I'm doing these cards, it's like a channeling. There's 120 cards, and this is the first time that I actually finished the deck within about 20 minutes. Listen, when the channeling's coming through, you know, you just have to go with the flow, darling. Just go with the flow, right? Continue to hold your gangster. When disrespect is being served, you got up. Why would you go and sit back in something that is not for you? Let them say and do whatever they want. We saw the Knight of Cups. Many would like to rush in and apologize. But nobody rushed in when you was barking at passing cars and losing your hairline. When you was getting a full-on reverse fire tuck. Who rushed in for you? Hold your gangster, big cat. Use your intuition. These blessing blockers. Why worry when you can pray, darling dears? Always have God at the head of your table. What's this? And continue with the Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. Leave them to the sacrifices that they made, darling dear. They sacrificed you, so now they are being sacrificed, right? These double-minded people. Let me see what the blue's saying. What's blue saying? What's blue saying? Yeah, they're going for an ego death. Nothing like the dark night of the soul. And we've also got what? Law 16. The gift of your absence is giving them an ego death. Woo, child. It's hotting up. Tell us some more, Blue. Tell us some more. As we continue to give them the what? Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. Tell them at the back. They're going for an ego death. What's this? Proverbs 31:10. You know your worth. More precious than diamond and gold. It's telling us to go and pick a yellow card. All right, it's hotting up. What's in the yellow cards that we need to know? Because you get the usher when you come here. They need help. They're looking for what? Captain Save a Harlot, darling dears. Do you have it in you to save them again? Or save someone who is hell-bent in what? Dragging you down with them. Right? What's this? No spinning the blood, brah, or sisterine? Nah. What's this? We've got the number 7. You could be born in the 7th month. Or they was born in July. You or them born in July. It could be the 7th. The number 7 could be the day that they're born on. Yes, baby. The numerology of the 7 is what? Ruled by the moon. So it's about you understanding and analyzing information after doing introspection. Number 7 is a highly spiritual number. We're in a year of a 7, darling dears. Highly spiritual. The 7 is ruled by, as I said, the moon, Cancer, as well as Pisces energy. This is you reaching some kind of truth after what? Long reflection on self. Right? Your ancestors don't play with you, you know. Them are them body. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Right? Saturn energy, darling dears. The ancestors are getting at them with the rules and regulations. Hey, hey! Woo, child. One more card. Yeah. Your ancestors are at their most piss-offedness. Yup. And they're proper worried, mate. They're worried. They need to be worried. Let's go to the green cards and finish it up quickly and with finesse. So many messages came out today. We've got Earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We've got STD. Maybe they saw the Earth sign as a STD. Right? Something to do. Maybe they what? Gave an earth sign a sexually transmitted disease. Yes, baby. Or a sexually transmitted demon, darling. The soul ties of it all. Somebody deserves a criminal record. If it's a STD, you know. And somebody giving you an STD is classed as SA, right? You do know this, right? Because I told you, bestie, when you come here, you get the usher. You go to the popo. Right? What's this? They need help. They're not well, physically or mentally. I told you something's popping off in their life, darling dears. Them are popped down for real. Looking for a nurse with a purse. This thief of everything. A swindler, a crook, a porch climber, and a bandit, and a cut purse. And every thief is a liar, as my mother always said. And we've got what? Number 1. Number 1 in the upright. If your birthday is the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, and the 28th, possibly this message is for you. This is about you, what? Getting a new beginning, being independent, opportunities being presented to you. What did I say? The seeds you sowed, darling dears. And the fact you chose to stand up for yourself, knowing your worth, avoiding the dramatic. And left into it, I'm telling you, any situation that you left behind that was toxic, them are still a got through it. Yeah. They're still going through it, darling dears. You haven't missed out on nothing. But what was it stress by association or being drawn into the melee as they pick over each other's bones? They're Jankra, darling dears. Jankra. What's this? As I said, opportunities, continue to stay in your purpose and take charge of your life, right? You're an original. Leave the fakeazoids to do what? Fakeazoiding amongst the fakies. They can fake off. Fake off. Right? Somebody, listen, I told you somebody's sick. You're going to hear about a deathbed confession. Somebody who did you wrong, darling dears. They're going to be calling for you and the message is going to get to you. Are you going to go to their deathbed knowing that they did all of these things and they had ample time to say they're sorry? Are you going to go? That's your business, mate. Right? This person that only saw you as a vacant orifice. A vacant orifice. Right? They wore a mask, darling dears. They studied you. But they'll never graduate, darling dears. Because you ain't that person anymore. You are big cat. Big cat. Cat. Now they see you in a different light and people are seeing them in a different light. These ones are always blame shifting and lying, darling dears. They lied about you and your circumstance and situation. But people see that they're living in that and you are at peace. You are so far gone and removed from that situation. You are winning through your actions, never your words. Law number 9. Everything seems like it just laid out for you. Law number 8. Why? Because you waited on God's time. You did. Proverbs 31:10. You know your worth. And you know once your shapely back is turned. Matthew 10:14. Once you've dusted off your sandals and headed out, you don't go back into the sun, blood. Why? Because of the flies. The sun flies. What's this? The shade of it all. Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. 2 of these and 1 of those. Love and light. Whatever metaphor you want to use, darling dears. Right? They got the slick talk, jealousy. Right? Bombastic side-eye, darling dears. That's all they can do is talk. But they can't do nothing. They can't do nothing. And you can't do nothing for them unless you want to share in their karma as they beef with God. Split the deck. This is a baby daddy or baby mama to you, darling dears. They came with drama.com and they left with what? Get out, basura. Fetch the black bags. Blood. Brah. What's his dream? On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, that spell work, that Google spell, it's what? It's reacting. Yay, it's working. It's working on them. Don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot skreetz. Cat, cat. Cat, cat.